What if a wild horse, untamed and free, trusted a stranger with her life and her baby's life in the middle of a raging storm? Stay tuned for a story that'll tug at your heartstrings. If this tale moves you, hit that subscribe button, like the video, and drop a comment below. Tell us where you're watching from. On a chilly evening in Pinewood Valley, a wild horse named Star lay stuck in the mud. Her breathing was fast and shaky. Her body trembled from exhaustion. She was giving birth, but something wasn't right. The foal wasn't coming out. Most folks would have turned away, thinking it was too late. But not Tom Harris, a 58-year-old rancher with a heart as big as the plains. Tom knew time was slipping away. A storm was rolling in, dark clouds swirling above. Star's strength was fading fast. If he didn't do something soon, both she and her unborn foal would be lost. He'd helped hundreds of horses in his years on Willow Creek Ranch, but nothing, not a single moment, could have prepared him for what was about to happen. The wind roared through the valley, bending the tall grass. Tom pulled his jacket tighter, his boots squishing into the wet earth. He'd been fixing a broken fence when he heard it, a low, pained cry, a horse in trouble. He stopped, his heart racing. That sound, it wasn't normal. It was desperate. He followed the noise, stepping over rocks and roots. The sun dipped below the hills, painting the sky orange and purple. Then there she was. Star, a wild mare, lay on her side, her coat shiny with sweat. Her chest heaved. Her eyes were wide with fear. Tom's stomach dropped. She was in labor, and she was losing the fight. Slowly, he took a step closer. Star flinched, her ears flicking back. She was wild, untamed, afraid. Normally, she'd bolt at the sight of a human, but she didn't move. She couldn't. She was too weak, too scared. Tom knelt beside her, his voice soft. "Hang on, girl. You don't have much time." He saw the problem right away. The foal's tiny hooves poked out, but it was stuck. A breech birth. Dangerous. Deadly. If he didn't act now, they'd both be gone. Thunder rumbled in the distance. The air grew heavy with the promise of rain. Tom's hands shook as he reached toward her, waiting for her to snap or kick. But then something incredible happened. Star stopped struggling. Her wild eyes met his, and for the first time, she let him near. She let him help. Tom swallowed hard. "Okay, girl, we're in this together." He dropped his knees in the mud, the wind whipping his hair. He'd delivered foals before, but never like this. Never with a wild horse, never in a storm. Star groaned, her body shaking. Tom saw the foal's head was twisted wrong. He took a deep breath, his rough hands wrapping around its slippery legs. He could feel its faint heartbeat, alive but barely. Lightning flashed, lighting up the valley. Tom gritted his teeth, planting his boots in the mud. "Come on," he pulled gently. Nothing. He pulled harder. Still nothing. Star let out a weak cry. Her body went stiff. She was giving up. "No, you don't." Tom muttered. He shifted his grip, twisting the foal's head just right, like his father taught him years ago. Then, with one hard tug, it happened. The foal slid free. Tom fell back, panting, the tiny creature limp in his arms. It wasn't moving. Too still, too quiet. "Come on, little one," Tom whispered, rubbing its ribs. His chest tightened with panic. He shook it gently. "Breathe, please." Nothing. Then a tiny gasp. The foal's chest fell, rose again. It was alive. Tom laughed, a shaky, relieved sound. He looked at Star. She was watching, her breath shallow but steady. Then she did something that stopped him cold. She let out a soft whine and nuzzled her foal, weak but alive. Against all odds, they'd made it. The rain started, cold drops hitting Tom's face. He stared at the foal, its damp fur sticking to his hands. Star's eyes locked on him, not with fear, but with trust. Trust from a wild horse. Tom had seen stallions fight, mares protect their young, but never this, a wild mare letting him stay so close. Then she did it again. She nudged the foal toward him. Tom froze. What? Had he imagined it? No. She nudged again, offering her baby to him, like she knew he'd save them. "I won't hurt him," Tom whispered. brushing the foal's coat. It squeaked, a tiny shaky sound, but the storm was closing in. The foal was too cold, too weak. Star was exhausted. They couldn't stay here. Tom made a choice. He scooped the foal into his arms, its little body trembling against his chest. "I'll bring him back," he promised Star. Her dark eyes followed him, trusting. Rain poured as Tom trudged toward the barn, the foal cradle close. Then he heard it, soft, uneven steps behind him. He turned. Star was trying to stand. Her legs wobbled. She stumbled, but she wouldn't stop. She was following him, refusing to let her baby go. "Come on, girl," Tom murmured, walking on. He didn't look back, just prayed she'd make it. The rain pounded harder, turning the ground to sludge. Then, hoofbeats, faint but real. She was coming. By the time they reached the barn, Tom was soaked, his arms aching. He laid the foal on dry hay, wrapping it in a blanket. Star staggered inside, collapsing beside her baby. Tom stood there, breathless, watching them. She didn't run. She didn't fight. She stayed. The storm raged outside, but inside it was quiet. The foal, Tom named him Blaze, was still weak. Too weak. His breathing was slow, his body cold. Star nudged him, urging him to move, but she was too drained to feed him. Tom knew what he had to do. He grabbed a bottle and filled it with warm milk replacer. He'd raised orphan foals before, but this was different. Would Star let him? He knelt, holding the bottle out. Her ears flicked back. He froze. "I'm not taking him, girl, just helping." She stared, then relaxed. She lifted her head, not in anger, but in understanding. Tom tilted the bottle to Blaze's lips. Nothing, then a tiny suck. Then another. "That's it." Tom grinned, his voice breaking. Blaze drank, and Star watched calm. Morning came. The storm gone. Sunlight spilled into the barn. Tom sat against the post, the empty bottle in his hands. Blaze stirred, stronger now. Star rested beside him, her eyes on her foal. Then it happened. Blaze wobbled, pushing up on shaky legs. "Come on, little one," Tom whispered. Blaze tried again, fell, then pushed harder. With a squeal, he stood, unsteady but standing. Star nickered softly, nudging him. Tom's throat tightened. Blaze took a step, then another, toward his mother. They'd made it. The barn door stood open, the wild calling. Star stood, slow and steady, Blaze at her side. Tom's heart sank. They were leaving. He'd known this moment would come. "Go on," he said, voice thick. They stepped toward the door, the endless plains ahead. But then Star stopped. She turned, her eyes meeting Tom's. For a long, silent moment, they just looked at each other. Then she stepped back into the barn, Blaze following. Tom's hand shook. "You don't have to stay." She walked toward him, calm, sure, not forced, not trapped, just choosing. Tom exhaled, a tear slipping down his cheek. She didn't belong to him. She never would. But she stayed, not because she had to, but because she wanted to. Folks say wild horses can't trust, can't love. But Star knew. She knew Tom had fought for her, for Blaze. And in the end, she chose him, not with ropes or fences, but with trust. Moral lesson. Sometimes, the strongest bonds aren't built by force or control, but by kindness and trust. Star and Tom remind us that even in the wildest hearts, love can grow when we help without asking for anything in return. So, next time you meet someone or something in need, lend a hand. You never know what beautiful connection might come from it. This version keeps the emotional core intact, adds pauses for narration, and ends with a heartfelt lesson. Let me know if you like any tweaks.